Friends, I wish you strong, unwavering Cossack health and a good day. Glory to Ukraine! Summarizing the results of February 2024. The 429th Achilles Brigade entered the top 5 most effective units of the defense forces of Ukraine and the top 3 in the Unmanned Systems Forces. Our crews are operating in the Kupiansk, Vovchansk, Pokrovsk and Zaporizhzhia directions. A total of 16,038 combat sorties were carried out. This is despite the saying that nature has no bad weather, but believe me, for unmanned systems it does. And the month of February was extremely challenging. I thank every man and woman of the Achilles Brigade for their selfless work. Also, friends, thank you for your assistance, support, help, posts, reposts, subscriptions, and of course donations. This is our common result. Now for the details. Friends, take the wheel, pull back, and let's fly to the sky. In February, we shot down 169 enemy drones, including 46 Shaheds and Gerbers. Using interceptor drones to destroy enemy long-range UAVs has become the most essential and cost-effective method for saving extremely vital and increasingly scarce air defense missiles. Every single Shahed successfully intercepted and brought down by a drone saves a missile to safeguard our nation's critical energy infrastructure and protect your homes. Another Solntsepok hit. Friends, it's a terrifying rocket launcher firing thermobaric munitions, and surviving in its impact zone is almost impossible or very, very hard. But there's a catch to its operation. To fire effectively at our positions, it must get as close as it possibly can to the front line, where our specialized drones from the Achilles Brigade are already waiting for it. Consequently, we managed to take out another one, meaning the enemy has almost none remaining. Their production capacity is quite modest, and the machine burns very well on all active fronts. So friends, every destroyed Solntsepok means dozens of lives of our infantrymen saved. In February, we destroyed 10 artillery systems. The momentum is objectively growing. The enemy attempts to compensate for their lack of accuracy with sheer quantity. But our counter-battery fire using kamikaze drones is more rapid and far more efficient than their rocket artillery. Regarding the status of their armor, tanks and APCs have become endangered species. We see that equipment is destroyed faster than the occupiers' factories can produce it. So the enemy forces increasingly resort to so-called meat wave assaults, using vehicles seized from civilians in territories under temporary occupation. In February, we successfully managed to hit and destroy 148 of the occupiers' trucks and cars. The amount of regular transport at the front is decreasing. We are systematically severing the essential lifeblood of their war machine, which is the enemy's logistics. Consequently, they are now being forced to switch to using donkeys, horses, and even ground robotic systems, which the enemy uses quite actively. They are also relying on highly maneuverable transport like motorcycles and buggies, which we continue to catch and send straight to hell. The 429th Achilles Brigade is scaling up its use of robotic ground complexes. Specifically, back in February, with the help of our robots, nearly, just think about it, 102 metric tons of cargo were delivered to our strategic landing zones, as well as for the assault and infantry units that we are dedicated to supporting. 130 targets of radio-technical equipment, electronic warfare systems, and enemy radar were hit. By destroying enemy antennas and repeaters, we are literally blinding the enemy pilots. This creates windows of opportunity for our aviation and assault aircraft. As a result, the enemy cannot see us and is unable to counter our actions. We burned a total of 1,383 enemy shelters, 228 of which were bunkers for drone crews. A trained pilot on the battlefield today is considered to be significantly more valuable than a tank. Hunting for operators is a strategic objective. By systematically eliminating their pilots and their shelters, we demoralize the most intellectual component of the Russian occupation forces and deprive them of their eyes. Friends, let's talk about the primary driving force on the front line of the conflict. For the occupier, it is manpower. The enemy burns through tens of thousands of their soldiers, yet they still cannot achieve the desired results. This is the effective work of the defense forces, of course, but we must do more. According to various reliable estimates, the enemy can mobilize between 32,000 and 37,000 occupiers per month to replace losses and maintain a steady pace of combat operations in the Donetsk, Zaporizhzhia, and Kharkiv regions, as well as in other critical sectors where the enemy is active. so we must destroy more than they are able to put into service within a month. These tasks are also being effectively carried out by the 429th Achilles Brigade. 687 occupiers were put out of action, 354 of whom were permanent losses. For the near future, we are setting an ambitious goal for ourselves. A total of 1,000 occupiers per month are being sent directly to hell forever, as a direct result of the dedicated efforts of the 429th Achilles Brigade. Friends, this can become possible through your systematic support and help and our reliable work. I am convinced that together with you, we will succeed in everything. The 429th Achilles Brigade is a high-tech unit of the present and, of course, the future. Friends, we are scaling up. We need pilots, navigators, operators, robotic ground system operators, and other positions, both combat and support. We invite you to join us. What is most precious can objectively only be protected with weapons in hand. And recent world events clearly point to this reality. So please make your important choice today. Go ahead and fill out the application at achilles.army and stand with us shoulder to shoulder. Let's work to protect our native land together.